Tumbeta italia katika anga.
Like this. That is how the trumpet will sound.
Iko Nini. So kuna vile last year Raila na Ruto walienda po wamesave ubuda anaitwa Sakaja from impeachment, and hii story ilikuwa inakanika imeisha, but it seems like the MCAs have not in quotes forgiven Sakaja. And this story nitaangalia from two perspectives. One perspective is most probably they know that he's super rich, so they want money from him and he's not playing ball, najua, so ni time ya kumtoa. Another thing is like maybe they are just unhappy with him and they feel like he's incompetent, which I don't know. I don't think I'm surprised, because jana kulikuwa na even like a rally, and in the rally Sakaja like got an opportunity to talk to children, and I remember just looking at him and wondering, like, does this guy know that he's the governor of Nairobi? And Nairobi is one of the greatest cities in Africa. So unaweza sema kitu kama like hata ukiona kina Kelis, unajua watu wamekuja hapa, kuna mse fulani pia uitwa I think ni Austin Holloman, ukichekiwa kibonga juu ya Nairobi anasemaga like this is the what's New York ya Africa. And of course kuna mtu atasema like a country like what if you have to look at South Africa, of course iko na much maybe greater cities than sisi, but crime level ya huko ni ridiculous compared to yetu. Alafu tukiangalia warabuni hawezi feel like ni kama uko Africa. So kuna nataka that real Africa, Nairobi is one of the greatest cities. And then what do you have? You have a governor who goes to a place and the best that he can talk about is chapati. And I'm there like, this is what you have for our kids. You want to feed our kids chapati and you don't have any ideas on how to make Nairobi better. So muzachiketa hii engagement na watoi. Even the kids are literally not buying the bullshit. No sahau, ani wa kids wa Mutoine huko, yani hizo masai za dago. So try kuimagine kikuja Islando kule watu hiyo in quotes wamechanuka mo. Wacha tumsikize.
Sasa mimi naomba kitu moja. Mnanisikia? Si mimi niliwa promise party yangu nikafanya. Si president aliwa promise. Ampati Dishi o chapo. Boss, hii chapo sasa ni handball sasa. Mulipata maembe lakini?
Nilipata maembe. Okay. Kusi ni watoi, najua. Sisi siku za tukiwa watoi kwa tunampatiwa maziwa. And kwa tunapewa maziwa ya Nyayo. Did that make us somehow love Moi? No, because our parents hated Moi, so pia naturally pia sisi hata tukipewa hiyo maziwa bado tuko tunachukia Moi. I don't think my parents wanachukia Sakaja, but wanamdharau, unajua. I don't think they respect him. So tuendelee kidogo.
Maembe ilikuja, chapo ndo imebaki. Sasa boss, tapangana na wewe. Boss alisema ananinunulia machine, so mimi nitamuomba, nataka kula chapo moja ama mbili.
So this is the governor of Nairobi. So ile time alikuwa kwa hii tour, of course walikuwa na the president, and around the same time I think that's when now the MCAs pia walikuwa ile side ingine wakiplot his impeachment. So hajakuwa happy with him for some time, and Raila alienda up protect, and now Raila is gone, so this guy has to face the music. And these guys, I think this time they're serious. Do I think that they have in quotes noble intentions? No, I don't think so. Do I think he's incompetent? Yes, because this guy, like, you get an opportunity to be the governor of Nairobi, and the best thing you can come up with is chapati bullshit, like the governor of Nairobi, like the mini president of this city. Damn, the things move kiriaga hivyo tu mpaka na shtuka jo. Because kabla wani impeach naweza fanya vitu zaja, but wacha tusikize.
Months after President William Ruto and the late ODM leader Raila Odinga intervened and saved Governor Johnson Sakaja from an impending impeachment, a section of county assembly members at it again. On Tuesday, a section of Nairobi County Assembly members announced fresh bid to remove the governor from the office.
Had another agenda of presenting the signatures of impeachment before the clerk. Unfortunately, we were not able to do that this afternoon. The clerk was nowhere to be seen. The speaker has promised us that tomorrow by 10 a.m. we'll be able to present the same before the clerk.
Led by Minority Leader Waithera Chege, the MCAs say they have 22 new charges against Governor, whom they accuse of failing to meet the part of the bargain.
So hii ndio sa inasemekana last time umse akiseviwa na Ruto na Raila, they came to some sort of agreement and now he's not kept his end of the bargain. And what's interesting is these same MCAs ended up passing ile agreement yake na Ruto, but they still want to impeach him. So that's interesting to see if what will Ruto do this time to save him. Because Pierre, don't forget, as I keep saying, these people, maybe they might just be looking for a quick payday. And this guy can afford to pay each of them like 500,000 shillings or even $1 million each just to make sure that hajakuwa impeached. Because don't forget, I think utapata like there, how many of them are there up at Nairobi? I think inakuwaga 85 of them. He can afford 85 million. How can he afford 85 million? Because umse ni mkali, side hustle zake. Damn, umse ni mkali. Side hustle zake buda. Because side hustle ilianzaga tu like 2022 straight after the election. Jo side hustle zikashika jo. When it rains it pours.
They argue that the governor failed to redeem himself even after being given 3 months to address earlier concerns. They claim there has been little or no development under his administration.
We were supposed to give Governor Sakaja 60 days to implement some of the issues that the MCAs had raised. So this one has nothing to do with the first impeachment.
In life, giving people a second chance is not a crime. But if you continue giving second chances and things don't work, then that becomes a crime. It becomes negligence.
The MCAs insist they have numbers required to send Sakaja home. They say they will make public the 22 charges and the names of members who have signed the motion once the petition is officially received by the clerk.
We have enough signatures for the first round. The second round comes within the 7 days, and I can assure you we have an overflow. And therefore, moving forward, we will only be counting days from tomorrow.
So hii inachikini hivi, but around this same time vile nimesema, umechikio speech moja ile nimeonyesha kibonga na watoi wanini, around the time bado alikuwa na Ruto, alikuwa ameishia maside za Dago na kulikuwa na commotion. It was not like one of those like smooth whatevers. Of course, it was also another one where the president, instead of working, he's out there campaigning, which to a certain level I find to be pathetic, because at what point do you work? Just work and then the people will still vote for you. You can't just campaign 24/7. So even teargas ilirushwa. It was a very chaotic event.
In Kawangware, Dagoretti North constituency, moments after a section of youth attending President William Ruto's rally partially blocked the path of his motorcade, bringing the procession to a brief standstill. As the presidential convoy made multiple stops across Dagoretti South and North, it struggled to maintain momentum, at times prompting the head of state to signal for the motorcade to move on. The president's security detail, visibly strained, working to push back surging crowds, eager to catch a glimpse of the motorcade.
So, as I try to imagine like the amount of just security risk like hapa, because if anything was to happen, the only evacuation that would happen hapa ni a lot of people would have to die as they evacuate the president. So, anashindwa kama ilikuwa inakuwa blocked mpaka hii yeye mwenyewe anafanya hivi, unashindwa like why the hell did they take him there? Najua, but because he's always campaigning, and when you're campaigning as someone trying to be a president, of course the threats to you are less than when you're the president of a country. You should not be, but of course Kenyans fear to come to accept this level of mediocrity where you don't have to do any work, you just need to be on top of a car, giving bullshit promises while running the country as a business, and not as a business but as a personal business where it's just a cash cow for you.
The head of state, who inspected development projects at Mutuini Hospital in Dagoretti South, commissioned a new workshop block at PC Kinanjui TTI, toured ongoing works at Riruta Modern Market, and inaugurated a tuition block at Kawangware Primary School in Dagoretti North.
So umecheki hapo kwa one of those videos you can see Sakaja hapo akitembea because there's a
also announced that the construction of a new international airport signals the beginning of Kenya's Singapore dream.
Leo tumetangaza ujenzi wa airport mpya leo, na hiyo airport itaanza kujengwa kabla ya mwezi wa 6 mwaka huu.
President Ruto stands firm behind the UDA-ODM pre-election talks, despite opposition from the ODM's Linda Mwananchi faction.
Natengeneza serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote. Na ndio tulikubaliana na sisi watu wa UDA na ndugu zetu wa ODM, tukasema tunatengeneza serikali ya broad base. Hapo ndio tuko Mheshimiwa Rais, mahali baba alituacha, hapo ndani ya broad base.
So unacheki ase pia walitumia hii rally kubonga juu ya hii broad based yao. So umechikia Lachi akibonga mahali baba alituacha. Alafu pia utacheki nani pia nani KJ pia aliingia tu na hizi.
Viongozi wa ODM wako hapa, viongozi wa UDA wako hapa, na hao wote ni wana Nairobi. Wanadai ni ngapi?
Tumesikizana, we have debated and we have agreed that we are coming in full. Nairobi, wapi tutamya rais, tutamya rais, tutamya rais.
The head of state and the Nairobi County Governor defended the joint cooperation agreement between the two administrations, insisting that the deal will enhance service delivery for Nairobi residents.
So yeah, so ilikuwa like hiyo rally ya Ruto akiweza masaiza Dago. But Sakaja, man, I don't know, but it always history ya Sakaja inakuonyesha where being at the right place at the right time is really good, because sometimes you can get things that you don't deserve. I don't think Sakaja deserved to be the governor of Nairobi because he's clueless. I don't think ashai take even time Sakaja is a young person. Kwa expect kuwa me take time kuona like what governors wa izima states would do, najua, and then just use that as the whatever, know how to create jobs, know how to do this, use this as an audition for the presidency. Will these MCAs maybe try to impeach you? Yes, but if you're doing the good, like some good work, Kenyans will be out there to protect you. Right now, I don't think, out of every 10 Kenyans who will say if Sakaja should be impeached, I'm sure 9 will agree. So that's how incompetent he's been. And yeah, wacha tucheki vile story ya Sakaja itabaki imeenda. So, unafikiria Sakaja ata survive ama zi? And pia, that's one thing. Another thing, is it worth saizi kumimpeach? Although, of course, akimpeachiwa the deputy takes over. But is it worth kumimpeach before the elections? I actually think it's worth it, yeah. Because impeachment does not mean a new election. So, according to me, he needs to be impeached. According to me, he's been like one of the biggest disappointments if you come to young leadership. So, yeah, ananid kwenda. Weniambie, what do you think? Ekonene, najua mwaka ni mpya lakini injili ni ile ile LemFi. So kama uko US, uko UK, uko Canada ama uko the UAE na unatry kutuma do Kenya, baki umechangamka, ingia LemFi, utabaki umepata the most competitive rates. Lakini apart from that, on your first transaction ya $100 or more, utapata $20 sign up reward. So unangoja nini? Baki umechangamka, chap chap, ingia LemFi. LemFi, international payments for everyone. Ekonene.